and others during your time at home.
The current challenges brought about by COVID-19 for people all around the globe are unparalleled and have caused fear, anxiety, and uncertainty for so many of us. We are all going through this together, and it's important to understand that you're not alone in how you're feeling right now, and that there are practical, healthy ways to cope with these emotions. The COVID-19 pandemic has created unprecedented change and a need for a response from everyone around the globe. Many of us are worried about our loved ones and our livelihoods, and there is no one right way to cope with what we're experiencing. Remember, however you're feeling, there are others that feel the same. You are not alone. Here are a few voices of people struggling to cope during this time.
Some days I'm okay. I'm doing my best to adjust. But yesterday, I couldn't stop crying. This all just seems so unfair, and I feel so angry that this is happening to us. I'm struggling to care for my kids and work from home at the same time, and I'm worried about my parents' health. I watch the news and it just seems so hopeless. I don't know how to keep it together.
I feel so lost and sad. So much has changed. I used to have dinner every week with my family, but now I can't be in the same room with them. I really miss them.
I'm missing out on my prom and my graduation. I've literally been looking forward to these things my whole life, and I'm heartbroken.
With everything going on now, I just can't stop my thoughts. And physically, my chest hurts, and I can't breathe. I get nauseous thinking about what could happen to my family and my friends.
Before this happened, I used to worry all the time about getting sick. Now that worry has turned into absolute terror. My heart races every time I have to go to the store. What if I bring germs home with me? I can't stop washing my hands.
No matter how exhausted I am, my sleep is still terrible. I just keep picturing all the things that could possibly happen. Will I ever get a good night's sleep again?
I've been through so much already. I don't know how I'm going to deal with this too. My flashbacks are getting worse and worse.
Honestly, I feel like I'm more comfortable in times of crisis. I'm not sure why I don't feel as upset as everyone else does right now.
I don't know when or if everything is going to get back to normal. I feel like the weight of the world is on my shoulders. How many people are going to be affected? What does this mean for me and my family?
We've just heard some of the ways people are being affected by the COVID-19 situation. Here are some things that are helpful in building resilience during times of crisis and intense stress. There are a lot of things outside of our control right now, which can be scary. By focusing on the things we can control, we can refuel ourselves and become more grounded and able to focus and cope with all of the things we can't control. One of the most important actions within your control is to follow CDC guidelines to reduce your chance of being exposed or passing the virus on to others. Use social support. No one should go through this alone. There is absolutely no shame in talking about what you're going through with your friends and family, and it's important to be there for others too. Video chat and phone calls are a great way to stay connected. Prioritize self-care. Staying on a regular schedule, exercising, eating a healthy diet, keeping a sleep routine, and taking time to meditate or pray are all important, now more than ever. Be gentle with yourself. During times like this, you will have good days and bad days. Your emotions are most likely heightened at this time. Try not to compare your life to what you see on your friends' social media feeds. There is always more going on behind screens. Helping others can bring joy and gratification. Do what you can to help others, even if it's something as simple as lending an ear or making someone smile. Be kind to the people around you, especially the folks who are still out working, to ensure we all have what we need. If each day feels like an uphill battle, it may help to seek out professional support. To continue helping during this time of social distancing, many mental health providers are using telemental health in their practice. If you can't afford therapy or need to talk to someone right away, you can call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline 24 hours a day at 1-800-273-8255. You are not alone in how you are feeling. There are things you can do and resources you can use to cope during this challenging time. Check out our library for more videos to learn more about mental health, dealing with isolation, and ways to cope. We're all in this together.
I didn't even want to go to sleep. The nightmares were so bad.
That image kept coming back to me. I didn't want to remember it, but there it was.
I felt like I was right back there in the middle of that horrible day. The smells, the sounds, it was so real.
I tried to go grocery shopping, but I couldn't be around all those people without seeing the exit.
These are the voices of post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. Almost everyone lives through something traumatic at some point in life. Most people have a lot of distress right after a trauma happens, but begin to feel better over time. For other people, the distress sticks around, and they begin to have symptoms that really affect their lives. For these people, it is almost as if the trauma is still happening, all the time, everywhere, long after it has passed. I know, one of these voices is mine. What do we mean by trauma? When we're talking about PTSD, a trauma is a horrible experience where you might have felt afraid for your life, or you were injured physically or sexually, or were afraid you would be. You can also witness a trauma or hear about it happening to someone you care about. First responders, medical people, and clergy can also experience trauma by hearing others talk about it. For me, it was combat. I saw some really horrible things, and I often thought I might be killed. PTSD develops in some people and not in others. Everyone experiences horrible things differently, and everyone reacts differently, sometimes for years or decades after the event. If you experience post-traumatic stress, it does not mean you're weak or that you can't handle hard things. It may make you feel weak or unsafe, but a lot of strong, brave people are affected by PTSD. And it is treatable. Your provider might think about a diagnosis of PTSD if you've lived through something awful, and if you have some specific symptoms for more than 1 month. Intrusion or re-experiencing symptoms. This is the memory of the trauma coming back. It can show up as unwanted memories, nightmares, flashbacks, or feeling horrible after being reminded of it. For me, I kept seeing this one image of a Marine who had just died, and that memory haunted me. Avoidance symptoms. People go out of their way to avoid anything that reminds them of what happened. Some people avoid things like thinking about the trauma. Others avoid people or places or anything else that makes them remember. I couldn't deal with crowded restaurants or movie theaters. I felt unsafe there, so I stayed away, and it affected my family life a lot. Negative changes in thoughts or feelings. This can seem like depression or thinking I'm not safe. I felt sad and didn't feel interested in the activities I used to love. I isolated myself. Other people feel self-blame or might not remember the event well. Some people feel numb or disconnected. Changes in reactivity or arousal. This means your body reacts to things much more than it used to. You feel irritable. You might take risks or act self-destructive. A lot of times you have trouble concentrating and you're always on guard. I was jumpy and loud noises really startled me for a while. I also couldn't sleep for months after coming home and had to take medication. PTSD makes people feel horrible, but I found a way to ask for help. I learned there are several treatments proven to work for combat veterans like me, as well as for survivors of all other types of trauma. These therapies have names like CPT, PE, and EMDR, and they help people get through the trauma by learning to change how they think and feel about it. I was able to get back to living. PTSD is challenging, but there is hope. Talk to your doctor and get some help because treatment works. People can learn to live again. I know. I did.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ladies and gentlemen, as we are about to begin, please be seated and be ready wherever you are. Thank you for your kind cooperation and attention. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is my pleasure to be your MC for this program. As we know, the Counseling and Career Services Department present to you a briefing on financial assistance that will conduct by Brother Muhammad Fawwah bin Sharudin, Administrative Officer, Student Services Department, IIUM Kuantan. I, Anas Akli, and on behalf of the committee, would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you. We appreciate you taking time off your busy schedules to join us today. We hope you will learn a lot today, and we have lined up for you to be fruitful and engaging. Before we start, please fill out the Google form the introduction purpose. First of all, we would like to start this program with Dua recitation, Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Allahumma innaka khallaqul azim, innaka sami'ul alim, innaka ghafurur rahim, innaka rabbul arshil azim. Allahumma ja'al jam'ana hadha jam'an marhuma wa tafarraqna min ba'dihi tafarruqa ma'suma. ولا تجعل لهم فينا ولا معنا ولا ما يتبعنا شكيا ولا مجهودا ولا محروما. اللهم اجعل خير أعمالنا آخره وخير أعمالنا خواتمه وخير أيامنا يوم ألقاك فيه. اللهم أهلله علينا بالأمن والإيمان والسلامة والإسلام. ربي وربك الله من رشد وخير. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. Without further ado, we are pleased to have Brother Muhammad Fawwah bin Sharudin, Administrative Officer, Student Services Department, IIUM Kuantan, to deliver his session. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alright, so Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. So praise to Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala that this morning we have the opportunity to gather here, even though we are not in the we are in the challenges of the COVID-19 and the EMCO here, but we are here. Will try to deliver the informations and important announcement if we have so around here. So please welcome all of the students and you can please invite your other friends, especially the first year students to join the sessions. So I was informed that around here there are only 30 participants in the Zoom. However, in the Google, in the YouTube application, there are around 10. So, but I hope that there will be more students will coming in by the time that I'm delivering the topics. So, anyway, thanks for the organizer, CCSD, Counseling and Career Services Department, One Stop Student Center, IIM Kuantan, for inviting me to deliver a short briefing on the financial assistance for the students in IIM Kuantan's campus, especially who are in the campus lah, for example, so we can assist on whatever that we can try. So I'm going to deliver a short briefing. I guess it won't be long enough. So this Friday morning is a full of barakah morning. So I hope that if you have any questions, you can just raise your hand, or you can just put it in a writing in the chat or in the YouTube, so that I will read or I will answer it after the briefing sessions. So I guess I will start the briefing right now. I will share my screen. Okay. All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So anyone can see my slides, right? So I believe so. If there is any technical issues, the secretary please directly inform me. Okay. All right. So the today's briefing is about the financial assistance. Okay. My name is Muhammad Fadlullah bin Sharuddin from the Student Services Department, One Stop Student Center of IIM Kuantan campus. Okay. So little bit about my background. To be honest, I'm just very new here. Less than a year. Holding this position in the student services department, so I'm still learning, but I will share as much as possible that I know. If I have any issues or any questions that is beyond my knowledge, so I will communicate with you later on after I got the answers. Okay, so this is the we can say the organization chart of our office. Okay, headed by the Associate Professor Dr. Razman bin Muhammad Ros, okay, the Deputy Campus Director of Student Development and Community Engagements in IIM Kuantan campus. All right. So next is Brother Muhammad Nur bin Ayub, is the head of One Stop Student Center, and myself as the Assistant Director in the Student Services Department. All right. So under my supervision, I have two part-time staff, Farhana Fauziah and also Nur Amira Abdul Rahman. Unfortunately, during the MCO since May this year, so I both of my part-times are not in the campus. So basically, I'm running the office alone lah so far. So I have to take care of all the students in the Kuantan campus. Never mind, I will get the assistance from student union and also from other colleagues in the students on One Stop Student Center, of course. So a brief about the function of the Student Services Department. Of course, the top two is what we are going to share and explain today: the students' welfare and the scholarships opportunities for the students, and also the loans. All right. So the next two is the Mahalah. PNF means the principal and fellows. So our office in charge on the appointment of the Mahalah principal and fellow in Kuantan campus, and also about the disabilities affairs. Okay. Okay, without further ado, we straight go to the services. The first thing is the welfare for the students, for the Kuantan campus students. All right. So there are a number of assistants actually under the welfare, but I'm going to share one by one, little bit by bit here. The first thing is the Khairat assistance. So when we talk about the Khairat assistance, Alhamdulillah, actually, I was in the student services department. I first joined the student services department in August last year. And then in October last year, 2020, we submitted a proposal to the University Management Committee to establish the Khairat committee in Kuantan campus. So Alhamdulillah, so we managed to establish the Kuantan Khairat Fund Committee, we call it KKFC. So since then, we can provide the Khairat assistance directly under our campus. Okay, so it is within our control. All right. So the two main things under the Khairat assistance are the general cases and the death cases. This is the usually being applied by the students. And then also I can say that hospitalization and also medical reimbursement. All right. So it is very simple. So if you want to apply for the Khairat assistance, you can just for now we are still using the forms. Okay, so you can download the forms from the websites, from the student services website. Okay, fill up and complete the attachment and submit to our office. So that is the link for our downloaded forms. Okay, right. So and then a little bit info about the Khairat assistance, Khairat application here. I just pick the most two highest ranking about the applications. Number one is the death cases, hospitalization, and other cases. All right. So for the death cases, yeah, it is the applicants must submit the application within 3 months from the date of the death. Okay, so the death covers for the family, for the parents of the students and the student itself. So it doesn't cover for the siblings or any other relatives lah, only for the immediate and biological parents. Okay. Okay, in case, so I understand that some of the students they are grow with maybe their uncle, auntie, or their grandparents due to the parents already passed away a long time ago before they enter the IIM. So in that case, the direct two person who replace the parents are also eligible and entitled to apply for the any incident for the death cases replacing the parents. Okay, but we need proper documentations for that. Okay, so the direct attachment are the death certificates, birth certificates, and for the death of the parents, and letter of guardian. For example, for the death of the guardian, for example, auntie, uncle, or grandparents. Okay. Next is about the hospitalization. So the students must submit the hospitalization claim 2 weeks from the discharge date. Okay. For example, for the situation is depends on where the students are being admitted. Okay. If the students admitted around contact campus, or the fellow or the representative from the university visited the student in the camp in the hospital, so usually the fellow or the representative from the university will provide cash assistance for the students. All right, directly. Okay, and then the fellow or the representative from the university will claim back from the student services department. However, if the student is being hospitalized maybe far from the campus or from the Kuantan campus, and no representative from university visited and give the cash, so the students also can submit the claim to our office. So that as long as we have the discharge note and complete documentation, inshallah we will provide the cash assistance directly to the students. Okay. Next, I would like to share here for the theft case, natural calamities, for example, flood, early this year. So we received quite a number of applications actually for the khairat due to the flood cases. So we need the police report, not the fire brigade report, not the JKK report, but the police report, and another supporting letters that might be helpful to assist us in providing the financial assistance. All right. Next thing is about the application for khairat assistance. Okay. This is the example for the application for the death case for parent, guardian, spouse, or children. Okay. Children, what I say is, for example, that the students is a married student, married couple. So if anything happen or the for the children, so the students also can claim on behalf or claim for the death of the children. Okay. Right, so but we never received this application so far. So these are the details here. Okay, the download form, and then please include the attachments, complete the death certificates, and then additional documents. And then for spouse, need to attach the marriage certificates. For children, need to attach the birth certificates, stating that this is the biological children. Okay, for parent, attach the birth certificate of the student. Okay. Right, and then for the guardian, attach an official letter confirming that the status as guardian to the student. Okay. All right, and then submit the form to our office or email to the ssd_ktn. But I will share after this about my email address. You can also directly email to my email address. Okay, so the QR code is also about the forms being located. It is in our website. Okay, next. Okay, welfare. Next thing is when we talk about the welfare, we provide the zakat assistance. Okay, not specifically we directly provide the zakat system, but we liaise with the IIUM Endowment Fund from Gombak campus. So because the zakat assistance currently is still managed and by the IIUM Endowment Fund Gombak campus, okay, so we liaise with them. So what we do is we open the applications twice a year, usually is in early of the new semester. For example, in the first 2 weeks of the new semester, October and February, we will open the announcement, and then the student can submit the forms to our office, and then we go for the we filter the forms, and then we go for the interview sessions. And last but not least, for the selected and students who success with the interview and eligible, they will receive the zakat assistance from IIUM. Okay, so I would like to highlight here the quick facts here is number one, it is open for all needy students only and full-time students only, not the part-time students. Okay, needy students we will calculate the household income and the hard kifayah by the zakat office. Okay, so we deduct all the expenses and from the income. So then we will identify either the student is under which category of asnaf. It is either the fakir, miskin, fisabilillah, and whatnot. Okay, so as a student, you have to aware of the submission dates and interview session, because the interview session will be, the link will be sent via email only. We are not calling the students one by one, because there's a lot of students who applied, so we just send the interview sessions link. All right. So last but not least, the student must have the CGPA and results from the last semester of top system. So it is also open for the both for all kuliah in the Kuantan campus for all students. Okay, so it means that the first semester students are not eligible to apply for zakat assistance. It is only for starting from the second semester, first year student. All right. And I would like to highlight here for the zakat assistance, usually the assistance will come in term of cash, of course. So it depends on the donor during that time. Okay, it is not 100%. I can say from the zakat fund from the Lembaga Zakat Selangor or Majlis Agama Islam Pahang, but it's also sometimes there are we also provide the zakat from another NGOs or any organizations. Okay, so it depends on the figure, but usually the number is around 300 ringgit or 300 ringgit per month for specifically depends on the how many months by the secretariat of the zakat unit, and also during the interview sessions. Okay, so I would like to emphasize here, during the interview session, you have to clearly explain what are the needs and why you need the zakat assistance. So that's why from that, the panelists will identify how much or are you eligible for that zakat assistance. Next, insurance coverage and claims is okay. It is still under our office. There are three main points here. Number one is a group personal accidents. It is for IIUM local and international students students. And for the local student, we cover only for the accident cases only. Okay. Once you order, you are eligible for the claims. Okay. All right. Number two, the IIUM nation group personal accidents. Okay. Due to the accident in permanent disablement, accident here not only the motor vehicle accidents, but also accidents during your doing your lab or you in your clinical postings. For example, we have one case that student being got an accident when handling the machine. So the crusher machine, so it affects the limbs, and the students got the assistance from the insurance coverage and direct assistance. So this is the last thing that we want. We if possible, we don't want to have that things of accidents. Okay. Okay. Next is IIM international students. As the international students, they have their own medical coverage because they paid. It is regulations by the government. So it covers. They are covered for maximum of 20,000 ringgit per year. Okay. So it covers also for any illness and not only accident cases. Okay, for example, the student have fever or gastric or anything. So but they need to be warded lah in house. I mean, inpatient cases, not the outpatient cases. Okay, so inpatient cases, they are covered by the group hospital and surgical insurance by the Etika. Okay, so some students ask me how they want to claim the insurance, how they want to know, because currently the university, I mean the Etika insurance no longer provide the medical card for the students. All right, so this is a good question because actually I think from the last year, the Etika insurance no longer provide the medical card. So the students just mention this policy number TGWH000542. So actually all international students already know this policy number, so they can inform at the counter or during the billing session. So they are covered under the Etika insurance because they are international student of IIUM. All right. Okay, next, these are the initiative provided by the International Islamic University Malaysia. Okay, so we call it Mahabah Food Coupon Assistance. Okay, so Mahabah Food Coupon can be collected from the Student Services Department, IIM Kuantan campus. Okay, so this assistance is Mahabah Food Coupon Assistance is worth RM3 per pieces. So the students who meet the requirements entitled for a maximum of 20 coupons per month. Okay. And then Mahabah Food Coupon Assistance is available throughout the year and can be redeemed at all cafe operators in IIM Kuantan campus under the PFU, Food and Services Unit of Office of Campus Director. Okay, so usually the students redeem the coupons at the Mahala Cafe. All three Mahala cafes accepted the coupon as a cash as a replacement. Okay, so if let's say that the student take the meals around 5 ringgit, so they come up with this coupon, one pieces of coupon 3 ringgit, and then top up with another 2 ringgit cash. Okay, all right. And I'm shared here it is because for the students who meet the requirements. So one of the main requirements here is the B40 students. Okay, so B40 students mean the household income below 4,850. So this is the figure that we took from the Jabatan Perangkaan Malaysia lah, Statistic Department of Malaysia. Okay, so household income means anyone in the same house that you stay, the student stay, who earns any income that below the 4,850 ringgit per month. Okay, let's say that the student parents and the father and mother is working as a staff, private sectors or self-employed. So actually they need to get the income verification from the local authorities. For example, the JKK, Pengurusi Surau, Jabat YB Adun, and also some of them also can apply from the Pesuruhjaya Sumpah, Post Commissioner. All right. So the office in charge for the B40 is of course the Student Services Department. And then once you're registered as B40 students, the main benefits, for example, the Mahabah Food Coupon, the food bank, and also the financial assistance. Okay, and so on. Okay, we have quite a number of another assistance, but these are the main three assistance. Okay, so financial assistance, I stated here is, for example, recently during during the month of Ramadan and before the Idul Fitri. So some state agencies and state government come to our office and ask if there are any B40 students that are registered under our office and then belong to their state. For example, YPJ, Sampadan Johor, they are looking for B40 student of Johor students. Okay, and also for the Pahang, they have the Yayasan Pahang. They look for the B40 students of Pahang in campus, so they provide some cash assistance for the Raya last time. So that's why that are some of the importance why you should register with our office so that we have that data, and then we can provide the list to the organization, and that you can have that financial assistance support lah, right? Alright, so how to register? Submit the complete application and certified income statement. Okay, certified, not only just you said that you write a formal letter without any justification or certification from the local authorities, like I explained just now. Okay, you can download the form from the our website or scan the QR code, of course. Okay, and then do you need to update the form? Yes. If there are any changes, for example, the household income, for siblings, and parent information. Okay, household income here, for example, maybe last 2 years, both of your parents are working as the fruit seller, for example, I'm share here, fruit seller or hawkers, but during the MCO, COVID-19 pandemic, so your parents are not allowed or cannot go for to work, so that's why the income have been dropped. Or but for example, other example, before this, your parents working in the private sectors, but during the MCO, the factories or the private sectors, your companies already been shut down, or the income, the salary is being deducted. Okay, so from the status of M40, medium 40, your family now is under the B40, below 40. So there are the changes when I'm talking about the household income. So you can apply for it. Okay, so and siblings, for example, last time you have 5 siblings, but currently maybe you have 6 or 7 siblings. Okay, you got the new younger brother or sister maybe, so that's why you can add. All right, how to submit? Okay, submit the hard copy form to the student services department. Of course, I understand that currently most of the students are back at the hometown, so I try my best to accept the soft copy by email direct to my email. Okay, fadullah@ium. Okay, next, I'm talking about the sponsorship. Okay, anyway, if any students have any questions, just put it in writing first, and then I will come up and then fetch up it later. All right. So sponsorship, our office as the liaison office between the student and the sponsor bodies in the process of application and payment. All right. So what we did, first we provide the certification letter for students on status of sponsorship. Okay, so for example, the students would like to apply for MARA loan or JPA scholarship, or any other from any other agencies like YPJ, SIMDB, Sambil Rakyat and whatnot. So you can request the letter first. Okay, so we in the letter we stated that this is the active student, the start to enroll in the university from which year, and then expected for graduation which year, and then currently is have any sponsorship, any financial assistance or not, something like that. Okay, so I would like to emphasize you, once you have received any financial assistance or any scholarship or any loans, okay, you have to update the status to our office so that we can update the status of sponsorship in the system. So we receive a lot of complaints or issues from the sponsorship or scholarship provider. So because they said that these students are actually under their scholarship receiver. Okay, but when the students submit the results or the financial statement to the sponsor, it is stated in the financial statement that the student is still under maybe under self-sponsored or PTPTN, the previous loan, but not the current one. So that's why sometimes they can hold the scholarship, okay, reimbursement. So, or at the end, during their graduation, also they have issues. So that's why I would like to ask all the students who receive the scholarship or loans, please submit your offer letter to our office, okay? And we also liaise with external sponsorship and scholarship bodies, for example, BTPTN, JPA, MARA, statutory bodies, state government, Sabah state, and private agencies. All right. Okay, I also received a question about the postgraduate students. Okay, there are a number of specifically scholarship for the postgraduate students in our campus. All right, so these are the list. For example, the Sejahtera Award, Fulbright Grant, Jamalullah Scholarship for anak pelis only. Okay, nor IBF Umatik Scholarship for Islamic Banking and Finance students, though this one is for the Gombak students lah. And then Rhodes Scholarship in Oxford, and then a number of other scholarships. Okay, so the officer in charge is Sister Nundamia in CPS Gombak campus. CPS means the Center for Postgraduate Studies. Okay, these are also the link for the scholarship. All right. Next. Okay, for IIM Financial Assistance, okay, Alhamdulillah, our office, also the members of the IIM Financial Assistance Committee, IFAC, from the Gombak campus. So under the IIM Financial Assistance, there are 4 scholarship and assistance. Number 1, the A one is the Umatik Scholarship, okay, Formulation and International Students. This one is very, very good scholarship, okay. So I can say this, the figure is very good. But the student have to maintain at least 3.6 CGPA for every semester. So the scholarship covers the tuition fees and allowance, book allowance, monthly allowance, and whatnot. Okay, so you just study, you don't have to think about the money anymore. Okay, and then the figure also is quite a good figure. Okay, all right, and then the second one is the Academic Excellence Award. Okay, so the Academic Excellence Award is offered for the students who obtain CGPA 3.8 and above. Okay, 3.8 and above. Okay, this one, the best thing is they open for all students, despite of your status T20 students. You are from a well-being students, even anak sultan also can apply for this one, I think so. Okay, all right. So because they don't have the limit for the income, household income. All right. The third one is the tuition fees reduction for international students. Okay, and then the fourth one is the Malaysian tuition fees rate for UG and postgraduate Palestinian students. Okay, Alhamdulillah, in April of this year, April or May this year, so we managed to propose to the IFAC committee to allow the students from Kuliah of Dentistry and Kuliah of Medicine who previously are not allowed to apply for the financial assistance due to their results from which pass or fail only, no CGPA. But we propose for a mechanism to convert the results into the CGPA format. So the secretariat, the committee approved, and then Alhamdulillah, inshallah, starting by next semester, October, so the students from Kuliah of Dentistry and Kuliah of Medicine also can apply for this financial assistance stated here. All right. So you can refer to your respective deputy deans, student affairs, and respective deans of deputy deans of academic. Okay, so it has been there are SOP there how to convert the results to the CGPA format. All right. So wait for the announcement. Usually we will announce in early semester also in October and February. All right. So of course you will we will filter your applications. We'll look into the status household income also, and then we will call for the interview session for those who fulfill the criteria. And one more thing here, I am financial assistance only for the second year students and above only. Yeah, for the first year students, I'm sorry, you are not allowed. You are not eligible to apply for this IRM financial assistance. Okay, so all right, next. Okay, student employment on campus, we call it SEOP. So this is another initiative by the university to assist the needy students, okay, to earn for their financial assistance. Rather than we provide them financial aid from the Khairat assistance for tabung beriman or any assistance, we provide a working platform for the students and get paid accordingly. So the payment is very good, actually 6 ringgit per hour, so at the maximum of 480 ringgit per month. So yeah, just the students come and work in the office around 3 hours or 4 hours a day, and then you can earn around 480 ringgit per month. That's a good figure already. At least you can cover for your meals and also for the tuition fees already. Okay, so this year is only for the project-based program under the KCDIOM, means Kuliah Center Division Institute Office and also Mahala. So this year is actually driven from the KCDIOM. They submit a proposal and submit the application to our office. We go into the meeting, and then once they have they propose also what are the projects, and then the names of the students that they want to work with them, and then we will issue the appointment letter for 2 months per appointment. Okay, so what if the departments or the projects is still ongoing? So the departments or the project, the KCDIOM can submit another proposal, or we have the evaluation form here. So continue the projects, okay, for another 2 months. So we can do that, okay. All right, so I think there's nothing much from me. I'm open for the Q&A after this. Okay, this is the contact details. Okay, for now, please liaise with directly with me. Okay, I prefer the students to send an email to me for the @IUM. Okay, rather than to call me. Because during the MCO, our office some only can open for a limited time. So I'm afraid that you call and I'm not in the office. Okay, so just email me first, and then I will guide from that. And then for the time being, Sister Amira and Sister Farah also is not in the office. So yeah, contact me. All right, so now Q&A sessions. All right, so do you have any questions? I'm open for floor. 40 minutes of my briefing, I think that's okay. So we open for half an hour questions and answer if you have any. All right, so I assume that none of the questions from the live session, but however, I have questions that are being asked from the students. Okay, I stop the screen session first, okay, because I have a number of questions here from the submitted online applications during the registration. Okay, I go first here. The question is, since I have only 2 years left, should or shouldn't I apply for PTPTN? Okay, my answer is yes. Okay, if you think that you needs the financial assistance, so you should apply for PTPTN. Okay, and the financial assistance or loan from PTPTN is also one of the criteria being looked into during the interview session, especially during the zakat interview session, because if they look that you are under self-sponsored, most of the panelists will think that you can cover your expenses, so you don't need any assistance. So if you under the PTPTN, they show that you cannot afford for the expenses, so you have to apply for the loan. All right, so my answer is yes, so you can apply for the PTPTN. All right, next question. Are there any help for middle finance students? Yes, of course. Middle finance student, I mean that what I understand here is for those who are M40 lah, I guess, because the question is very general, so it's M40. So there are a number of financial assistance, like I said, that scholarship, IIM financial assistance. So they are open for all actually. Not for the Khairat and also the Mahabah coupon is also applicable only for the needy and B40 student, of course, but the scholarship is open for all as long as you can maintain the CGPA. It's not only under the IIM financial assistance but also open for all. Okay. All right. Next question. Let me see here. Okay. Number 3 is okay. How needy is needy? Okay, how needy is needy? This is actually open-ended question. Okay, tricky question. How needy is needy? I can see that we look into the status B40 or M40. So if B40 under under household income of 4,850 ringgit per month, so first we can consider that it is needy student. Okay, but we also have to look into the household expenses. Okay, for example, under the zakat recipient category, we will calculate the income and then we deduct with the expenses. If they have to pay for the house, how many siblings, how many under the school, how many is working, and then we have the hard kifayah calculated, then we will know. And if the students actually under the category of asnaf, which asnaf mean fakir or miskin or fisabilillah or ibnu sabil. All right. Okay, next question. If the student is married and have children, but the income of the husband is less than 2,000 ringgit per month, does it eligible for financial assistance? Yes, the answer is yes. Okay, because I'm looking at if the married student staying together with his or her immediate family, I mean own family, no longer living with the parents. Okay, so the main here is if staying in one house. So in one house, if the household income is less than 4,850, yes. Okay. Next, why IIM? Okay, this one. Okay, one student here. Okay, zakat assistance. She said that she didn't receive zakat assistance yet. Okay, my answer is here. Zakat assistance, as I explained before, zakat assistance is we collaborate with IIM Endowment Fund from Gombak campus. So the process is from the student submit the form, and then we filter the form, we call for interview, and then we provide the report, and then we submit to Gombak campus. So they have a lot of another meetings and to endorse the proposal, and then there are administrative matters for that. So that's why it will take sometimes, but no worries. I checked with them yesterday for the zakat payment for the semester 2, they already made the payment by 13th of July last week or early this week. Okay, so I think that answer your question. Alhamdulillah, you got it. Okay. Okay. Next question. In view of increasing trends of number of COVID-19 cases, so does university need to extend the semester, and how about the fees? Okay. I'm sorry, brother. So this is beyond my jurisdiction. So you need to ask the finance division because I'm worried that I will give the wrong answer here. So you have to ask for the finance division if they have the fees discount or reduction for that. Okay. So back to the online session. Okay. I have a number of questions here. All right. So students also.
Sorry, Pak. Ada question dekat Zoom lah.
Yes, I'm looking on it. So the students question here from Nur Atira. Okay. Financial assistant, IIM Academic Excellence Award, does under student scholarship sponsored still eligible to apply? Okay. Responding to student to Sister Nur Atira, for students under scholarship, not allowed or not eligible to apply for IIM Financial Assistance or IIM Academic Excellence Award. But if you receive your financial assistance, for example, the JPA, it is a loan, not a scholarship. So you are eligible. So that's why we need the offer letter during you submit the form. Okay, if we check into the, we look into the offer letter, it stated that it is a loan, so you are eligible. But if it's scholarship, I'm sorry, sister. All right. Next from Nur, I have a question regarding tuition fees and mahla fees for students who are extended. Okay. Right. So I believe this one I already answered previously during the offline question and answer question been submitted to me. Okay, because this one you have to refer to finance division first. Okay. All right. I think that's all from the Zoom, right? Okay. I go back for the offline questions. But students, if you have any questions, you can just open up your mic and just ask me directly also. Can. All right, so I proceed. Okay. Next question. If there is any financial assistance for M40, yes, I already answered it. It is, for example, the IIM financial assistance and zakat. Why I say zakat? Okay. If the student, the household income is of course under the category of M40, for example, 5,000 ringgit household income, but the expenses of the family is much bigger than the income. For example, they have to pay for the house rental. There are maybe many siblings under the schooling siblings. Okay, and then to have to take care of sick grandparents or medical problems. So under zakat also actually they are allowed eligible to apply. Okay, for the M40. Okay, all right. Next, is there any scholarships other than JPA, MARA that applicable for medical students? Okay. My answer is, as far as I know, not yet, but actually the students can search online for any opportunities. Actually, there are a lot of scholarship actually, but as far as I found it, I only can see that MARA and JPA lah for now. All right. So does JPA scholarship will open every year for the study of medical students? As far as I know, yes, for every year they will open the JPA applications. And I would like to announce here also for the B40 Dharma Siswa scholarship under the JPA. Currently, they open the application. Okay, so the students can go into the website. This is for the SPM Leavers 2020. All right. Okay, next. In your opinion, how we want to manage the money wisely? Okay, so this is general questions. Okay, I will answer it. For example, okay, make your own budgeting. Of course, make own budgeting. Go only for the necessities and not what you need. Okay, only for what you really need lah. For example, your meals or your tuition fees, rather than you change your phone every year, for example. Okay. Next question. Any suggested work for students in current situation? Okay. For me, I can say that yes, you can look into the online working. For example, for those who are in the campus lah, for those in the home, they can do the drop shipping or online marketing, something like that. But for those who are in the campus, they can go into the MDEC website, MDEC, Malaysian Digital and Economics Corporation, something like that. Okay, so they have the GLOW, okay, Global Online Workforce. So also you can look into that. Okay, MDEC and GLOW, MDEC GLOW. Okay, you can Google for it, and also you can go for the to be the YouTuber, of course. So you teach students, or you have a free online YouTube sharing session. Also, you can do it for that, of course. Okay, so next questions. Okay, is the financial assistance given every month? Okay, my answer is it depends on the providers. Okay, for example, as I said, zakat, yes, it will give for months, but it depends on the interview session only. Also, and I am financial assistant, yes, they provide for example, the Umatik scholarship. They provide the financial assistance, the pocket money every month. Okay, they of course they paid in one time, maybe for the 6 months, one lump sum. All right, for it cover for the 6 months. For it means that for the every month lah. Okay.
Ada soalan daripada YouTube lah. Iqbal, is there any financial assistance specifically during this pandemic COVID-19?
Okay, Iqmal, brother Iqmal. Okay, thank you for your questions. All right, so my answer is yes, we can provide financial assistance for those who are affected with the COVID-19. Number one, via the Khairat assistance, of course, Khairat financial assistance. And number two, we are in the process of opening the Tabung Budiman financial assistance for the COVID affected students in phase 2. So Alhamdulillah, we received the fund. We have the fund already. So we are going to open the application very soon, inshallah. But we will announce when the students can submit the forms, of course. This is just an online form. Of course, I understand that most of the students are away from the campus. So you have to submit the Google form only. I will share the information once we have settled with all the administrative matters. Okay. Next. Okay. The providers, scholarship. Okay. Another question is there any scholarship for a student doing a full research? Yes. I assume this question is for the postgraduate students. Okay. So you can refer to the CPS website, as I have explained before. Okay. Is the fund in cash form, or they will help us by deducting fees? Okay. My answer is it depends also on the providers. For example, Khairat and Zakat assistance are in cash. All right. But for IIM financial assistance, for example, the Umatik scholarship and Academic Excellence Award, they deduct their tuition fees. All right. So it depends, the answer. Okay. I think that's all from the question from the online. I mean the offline. I open for any other question online. Okay, I look here in the Zoom from Sakinah Subri. If I'm not in the campus, I just submit for the hard copy form. Okay, Sister Sakinah. So both actually for now I prefer for the hard copy forms because sometimes I'm away, so also but I understand that some of you are away from campus, so for the time being I will allow for the soft copy form. Inshallah, I will try my best. Okay. Next is what is the job scope for the application and can it be doing online? Okay, Sister Sarah asked about the job scope. So I assume this is about the SEOP, student employment on campus. I guess so. Okay, so the job scope, it depends on the proposal by the department who submit, who would like to apply for the SEOP. For example, I share here in Mahala, they want to make one beautification of Mahala project, for example. Okay, so they want to repaint or they want to make the proper announcement channel, something like that, or they want to create the social media for something, for example. Okay, so they submit the proposal to our office, so we discuss in the meeting, and then the nomination of the students are also come from the department who submit the proposal. So actually the department is looking for the student, and they will usually they will make the announcement or advertisement who would like to work and these are the job scopes, and it depends. Okay. Next, from Sister Nosakinah Muhammad Nong, is there any financial assistance for scholarship formulation PG students? Yes, of course. I already explained in the briefing under the CPS. Okay. Center for Postgraduate Students, Center for Postgraduate Studies. You can refer to the website. Okay, there are a number of scholarship provided. Okay. And next is from Sister Shazwana. Okay, how to apply IRM financial assistance and zakat. Okay, is zakat that you mentioned is zakat from every state like zakat Kedah or zakat IRM? Okay, answering to the Sister Shazwana, zakat negeri is actually previously the student directly request from the respective zakat negeri. For example, Maidam or Kelantan apa Maid. Okay. For example lah, for Pahang under the Muib. Okay. So some students, for the zakat under the state government, the student actually submit and apply by themselves. Okay, apply and submit themselves. But there is a section there that need the verification or confirmation by the students. Student Service Department, or maybe from the Deputy Dean Student Affairs, so stating that this student is active student, something like that. So usually for the zakat from the state government, the student applied and submit them by themselves. But for the zakat under IIUM, that one is under our office, so we collaborate with the IIUM Endowment Fund. Okay, I hope that I answered the question. Next is again from Nur Atira. For the B40 registration advertised recently, one of the documents need to submit the latest parent salary slip. Okay, yes. If the salary slip is generated by computer, does it need to be verified as well? Yes, of course. Okay, so the verification can be done, for example, from the office for the finance department of the company, for example lah. Okay, so because they know actually the figure is right or not, because we have to very careful. The financial assistance is, some of them is come from the zakat money, so we have to be very careful. We don't want to misuse or give the fund to not eligible student or unauthorized access for that lah. So that responsibility is under our office. Okay. So any other question from YouTube? I think no. Any live question? Live, if any students would like to ask directly.
Any question you want to ask directly? We want to hear your voice.
I want to ask just now. I
Mhm.
want to ask about how we want to apply the IIUM financial assistance. Is it by any website or submit any form?
I'm financial assistance. You mean the Umatid Scholarship, Academic Excellence Award, something like that?
And also Zakat IIUM.
Okay. All right. So I share the screen again. Okay, I'm financial assistant, this one, right? Okay, so as I mentioned, we open the application in every early of the semester. The 2 weeks of the new semester, you have to look very carefully in the announcement. We post it on our notice board. We share the link and we share the announcement through the social media, through the WhatsApp group, and also to your respective kuliah. So you have to alert on this one. So there are 2 things that we announce in early of the semester. Financial assistance, these 4 applications, and also for the zakat assistance. Okay. I hope that I answer your questions, Sister Shazwana.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Any other questions?
I think there's not any question from students. Oh,
Okay.
there's one from Zoom chat box.
Zoom chat box.
YouTube ada lagi tak?
Zoom chat box, chat.
Just now, bro said that for the married student, need scholarship of the husband. But what if he is no scholarship because he is also a student?
No, I'm not clear about the question here. Just now, brother said that for the married student, need salary slip of the husband. But what if there's no salary slip because he's also a student? Okay, it means that a student married with a student. Am I right? I assume on that lah. Okay, because the question is general. Okay, a student married with a student. So actually, we look into the form. Okay, we look into the form. Who are actually cover the household expenses? To be a logic, how you cover your meals, how you pay your house rental house, how you pay your cars, your transportation fees. So we look into that first. Okay, so to be logic, there must be maybe you have your scholarship, or maybe you got financial assistance from your parents still. So that are the things that you have to submit together. Okay, so let's say that you are married, and then both of you are students, okay, active students, and then you are living together outside of the campus. Okay, so I think if you stay with your parents, so you have to provide the household income of the parents. If you stay just with your spouse, So we will ask for the financial statement lah. For example, maybe you are the scholarship receiver, something like that. Okay. Right, Sister Sakinah, is it answer your question?
I think that is the last question for the day. Thank you very much, Brother Muhammad Farullah, for that wonderful sharing and briefing. I believe that he has given his full effort and support for us to assist we as a students at IIUM Kuantan. Because in the end, it will be only us to assist ourselves and seek help from various authorities and also this student service department, because this department has various assistance for us. So please, we as a student take our action after this briefing session.
Okay. So I thank to the organizer, to the MC for this opportunity. So if you have any other questions, just email me, okay, fadullah@iium. Okay, so that we will discuss further in the email address. Okay, so with that, I'm sorry for any shortcomings. I hope that if there is any other opportunity that I can share with this again, so inshallah I will try my best. So looking forward for the feedback soon. All right, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So before we end, I would like to promote some our upcoming programs that will be held in next Friday. That program entitled Unleashing Your Potential with Human Resource Development Corporation, which is HRD Corp. This program will be presented by Mr. Ronnie Ambrose Gobili, Chief Program Officer of HRD Corp. So if you guys have your time at Friday, 10 a.m. in the morning, the next Friday, so please join us at the day. So next, we will have some video session from CCSD to present. So please welcome. These are several programs that will be held in the upcoming days. So we will promote it in our WhatsApp group and in any social media, of course.
Inshallah, we will have every week a Friday. We call that a recharge program. For those who fill the survey form, we will email the information through email.
So lastly, ladies and gentlemen, may I thank you very much for your active participation in this program. I hope you guys enjoy the program and this briefing by Fat and get the most out of the information that has been given today. So lastly, to all participants, kindly, for anyone that doesn't register yet, please fill in the registration form in the chat box below. So stay safe everyone, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you everyone.
Tak ada photo session ke speaker? Tak ada photo session ke organizer?
Lupa fotografi.
Alah.
Thank you. Nanti kita belanja lepas COVID, kita belanja hot and raw. Thank you, Fat.
Thank you, Fat. Jangan lupa claim tu.
Ramai peminat dia tanya macam-macam.
Allah, kita jawab mana kita mampu je.
Itulah peminat ramai student business ni.
Allah.
Semua orang tak dengar pasal duit.
Duit kan, bila kata duit ni dah jadi macam Tengku Zafrul dah ni bagi jawapan ni.
Dr. Zafrul. So menandakan sangat relevan student services. Okay lah, thank you Fat.
Alright,
Nanti kita sambung kat chat WhatsApp pula.
sure.
Okay, thank you all. Thank you CCSD. Thank you Amal, Naika.
Bye.
Okay, Assalamualaikum.
Wassalam.